Alright, welcome back to Misha's Corner. Today I'm going to show you how I make this delicious creamy mac and cheese. These are the ingredients that you will need, but of course you can switch it up however you prefer. Now y'all know I'm old school. I don't have those fancy gadgets y'all got in y'all house that y'all shred y'all cheese with. I got the manual box grater, okay? Plus again, you know, I know y'all tired of me saying I'm moving. I got everything just packed up, so it is what it is. But I'm gonna grate my cheese. I'm gonna grate half a block of my pepperjack and my sharp cheddar. We're gonna use the whole thing, but you guys will get the point in a minute. But for right now, I'm shredding half the block of the pepperjack and the sharp cheddar. And I'm also going to be using that other cheese that was in the previous clip that you guys just saw of all the ingredients. And this is how it looks. Again, you can switch up the cheese and use whatever you want to. It's totally up to you. So now I'm going to boil the elbow noodles. You can use whatever shape you prefer, but I'm just using straight up $1.19 elbow noodles from Kroger, and that's it. My water is salted. It should taste like the ocean because you want to season your pasta. So we're going to get into the cheese sauce. You want to melt your butter down. Remember, all ingredient measurements will be in my description box, so make sure you check that out. And yeah, so once the butter gets nice and melty, I'm going to add the flour, and then you want to mix that out really well because you want to cook it out for about 30 seconds or so just to get the raw flour taste out of the flour. So you want to then add half of your half and half, because if you add the whole thing, then you might make a mess. I'm trying to keep this as fail proof as possible. So if I was just doing this for myself, I would have dumped the whole thing. But I want to make sure you guys could do it at home perfectly fine. So half the bottle so you don't make a mess. And then you want to mix it up till you get all the clumps out and it gets nice and thick. And then you could dump the rest of the bottle down in there. So then you want to mix it up, get it nice and mixed in, nice and good and, combined. And now I'm going to season it. Now you can season this however you want. Do not use sriracha in this cheese sauce. Because of the amount of hot sauce that I use, I don't suggest using sriracha for this dish. So maybe like a cayenne hot sauce like I have here, or crystal, something light and not too pungent. And as you can see here, I needed more seasoning because I tasted it and I feel like it needed more seasoning for me, so I added it. But I am going to give you, just a starter kit in the description box. So now I'm going to turn the stove off. My heat is off, and that's when you want to yeah, period. That's when you want to add your cheese down in here. And then I'm also going to add the cheese from that bag. And then you're going to mix everything up nice and good. And it's going to look like this, nice and creamy and good to go. Now, I know it might look like you're messing it up. It's going to be clumpy for a quick minute, but, don't turn the heat back on. Because a lot of times I feel like a lot of people, their sauce break because they keep the heat up so high and the cheese just breaks. It just looks like a greasy mess. And you don't want that. So just keep stirring. The cheese will melt because the bechamel was piping hot. So now I'm going to put everything together. Yes, I doubled the pan because, child, I got it from the dollar store and it was very cheap. But now I'm going to add my cheese sauce and look like I can't. Like Betty Crocker could never, okay? Chick-fil-A could never as well, period. And now you're going to add your delicious cheese sauce all over your noodles. Scrape out of the pan. All right, scrape out the pan. Don't leave back none. Make sure you scrape out the pan. Scrape out all of the cheese out of the pan. All right, because cheese is not cheap. Okay, so you want to mix this up really well like I'm doing here. Get the sauce all over the noodles. Now, this right here is the other half of the pepperjack and the other half of the sharp cheddar, like I previously stated. This is not a huge batch of mac and cheese, obviously. So, if you're a family of like 6 to 8 or even bigger, just double it up and you're good to go. Put the cheese on top, and now I'm just going to pop it in the oven and I'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, and this is how the mac and cheese looks coming out the oven. I didn't even track my time, but for real, you guys, once it's bubbly and golden like this, you're good to go. So I would say check it after 15 minutes on 375, and once your cheese is nice and golden and everything is ready to go, I mean, it's beautiful like this, then you're good to go. Excuse me, y'all, I got pregnant brain. I'm mixing up my words. Forgive me. But look how creamy and crusty the top of this macaroni and cheese look. Like, I can't. It's so creamy, it's crusty, it's delicious. I had a little tiny piece, y'all, because y'all know, like I said, I'm prego, I'm staying away from dairy. But honey, I had a little piece. And y'all, y'all, it's good. I'm so serious. It's good. I don't even know how I'm going to top this for the Thanksgiving series. Make sure you guys subscribe because that starts October 1st. And the first recipe is going to be the $40 feast for 4 people. So make sure you guys tune in. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll catch you on my next video. Bye.